Always a good idea to sign in. Alright, so just over here we see some flowing water. Clearly I want to be careful where I step because obviously right over here there's still flowing water underneath it, and last thing I want right now is to have wet boots. Today we're hiking up Slide Mountain, which is near Woodstock, New York. And if you listen really carefully in the background, you can hear some great music. Alright, maybe not. But we are near Woodstock. And we're in early winter, so there's some recent snowfall on the ground, but only a little bit. And I should say as a cautionary note, if you're coming later in the winter, you should come with snowshoes and crampons, because there's lots of snow and lots of ice, I've been told. But for now, I think we're going to be okay today. It's going to be about a 2,000 foot elevation gain, and at the summit we'll be at approximately 4,200 feet above sea level. So we're going to be getting up pretty high, and it's going to be, as I understand, a very strenuous climb, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. Let's go find out. Oh, there you are. I forgot to bring you along. Let's get going. First trail we're going to be on has yellow markers, so keep an eye out for them. Alright, so with all this snow around, one question you might be asking is it any good for snowballs? And I'll be happy to tell you, the answer is yes. I don't know who I'm going to play with, but maybe a mountain lion will come along or something. I did read that a long time back there were a lot of mountain lions in the area, but unfortunately, if you're hoping to see one, it's pretty unlikely since we pretty much killed them all off. One of the things I always find remarkable is just how quiet it gets out here. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a melt off right here just dripping, and that's the only sound I can hear really around. Just quiet and this water drip melt. It's just kind of nice, a break from everyday life where things are so busy and hectic. This is really one of the parts that I enjoy. Here we have a handy directional arrow, which is always comforting to see that we're going the right way. So that's great. Let's keep going. Alright, so here's something curious. We're, I don't know, probably a good half mile in or maybe more, and we find here a rusty pipe with water coming out of it. Alright, so we're coming up on our turn here. We're going to be turning at the Red Trail, which is the Wittenberg/Cornell/Slide Mountain Trail. So we're going to be leaving the yellow trail and going on to the red trail where the sign is. You could also continue on if you wanted to. You could go to the Cornell-Ormsby Trail and turn up there instead, which takes you up a more gentle ascent. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to take the red trail, which is steeper, and on our way down we're going to go down the Ormsby, which is gentler, which especially with the snow is probably a good idea, at least for us today. I have a recipe for you. You get some really good maple syrup and some nice clean snow. Put them in a little bowl and you mix them together. Tastes delicious. Unfortunately, I don't have any nice maple syrup right now, but I do have some nice clean snow. Not bad by itself. As always, don't forget to take a break, have some electrolytes, and something to eat. So we're still continuing on the red trail. It's about, I guess on average, maybe a 20 to 25 degree incline, and it's just, really constant. So definitely going to give you a good workout. But just to give you an idea, let's take a little 360 here, just right on the middle of the trail, so you can have a bit of a look around. So that's what you're up against. It's not too bad, but definitely take some breaks, and it's definitely going to make you sweat a bit, even in the winter. By the way, the mosquitoes up here must be really resilient, because so far I've seen 2 mosquitoes. It's been getting below freezing for a long time now. It's December 31st, and I saw 2 big mosquitoes separately. So I don't know, must make them really strong up in these parts. Alright, so here's our 3,500 foot elevation mark, and I guess we got about another 700 feet to go, so we're I guess about 2/3 of the way up. If you're a cross-country skier, this might be a place for you. I notice ski marks going up and down the whole way, so not sure if they were actually going up or down or what. I presume they were going down, looking at the marks, but if that's something you're into, this might be a cool place. One nice thing about hiking when there's snow on the ground is that all I have to do is keep following the trail that someone else already beat down for me here. It's pretty much impossible to get lost, presuming they didn't, of course. But, I still look out for the trail markers every few minutes. But so far, it's kind of neat. Alright, so here's the blue trail, which I was planning on taking back down. The summit is just a little further up on the red trail, so we can continue that. We're going to try to hit the summit, and a little past that there's a plaque I'm going to try to get to, but it's already 2:40 and the sun's starting to move down in the sky, so I'm not sure how much further I can continue, because I want to be out of here before nightfall. In fact, I might even go back down the red trail, because it's a bit more of a direct route, and time's not on my side today, so we'll see. But this is the blue trail, so if you want to take the blue trail back down, it'll also meet with the yellow trail, which is the trail you come in on from the trailhead at the parking lot. From here on out, like I said, we're pretty much at the peak, so it's pretty flat. It's going to go up a little more, but we've pretty much done all the climbing. So we're around, at this point, we're around 4,100 feet. And the peak is, I think, 4,180 or something like that. So it's pretty much flat, just walking along the ridge till we get there. And I'm actually in a lot of slush right now, which is not so good because my boots are getting wet. Good thing I brought along a change of socks. What was a nice snow-packed trail has just now turned into one consistent trail of slush. it's wet, and it's taking me a lot of time to walk through, and a lot of energy. I definitely enjoyed the snowpack trail. This thing started off as a lot more than now, so I guess that's a downside of potentially coming on a day where it's warm out, but you know, the snow might melt underneath you. So we're almost there though, so that's good. Just a little further. One nice view. We've pretty much arrived at the top, and this is the scenic outlook. It's just right off the trail. Brings you right here. You can't miss it. And that's a pretty awesome view. Definitely the most mountainous mountain range view I've seen on any of my hikes thus far. Now we're just trying to go a little further on. Hopefully we can find that plaque, and then that'll be as far as we're going to go today. We're going to turn around and head back at that point, but let's see if we can find it. Should be just a little further. So I continued about 10 minutes past the scenic overlook, and I'm kind of in a big wide open area here. I lost the trail. I don't know where the red trail continues. I don't see the plaque. I assumed it's probably somewhere right around here, but it's past 3 and I want to get going. So if you come up here, hopefully you can find it and see it if you're interested in it. The plaque is commemorating an environmentalist. Here we are. We're past the peak. We've made it, you know, to the top. And this is the highest, Slide Mountain is the highest mountain in the Catskill region, which is cool. So all the other mountains that you see in the scenic outlook, you know, you're higher than they are. So if you're curious, if that matters to you. But we're going to get heading back, so let's get going. Alright, we're back at the Blue Trail and the Red Trail intersection. It's about 3:45. Obviously the sun's going to set around 5 o'clock sometime. It looks like I'm going to get caught out here after sundown, which isn't so great, but give me a chance to test out that headlamp I have, and I got another flashlight, so I think I'll be alright. If you were hoping to see me go down the Blue Trail and see many interesting things, then I'll make you a deal. Imagine me going down the Blue Trail and seeing all these wonderful, spectacular things, and I won't tell if you won't. Sorry, that's the best I can do today. Maybe I'll be able to come back, maybe during summer, and see what this place looks like then. We'll see. But if you have a chance to go down it before I do, then maybe you can post on the site and let everyone know what you found on the Blue Trail. Alright, so let's get heading back down the Red Trail. Back through the slush. So I'm still heading down the Red Trail. Been making pretty good time so far. Obviously going downhill, you know, can be quicker than going up. In the less steep areas, I'm kind of jogging along the trail. So definitely trying to get out of here as quickly as possible. And so far so good. Alright, so I've made it back to the Yellow Trail. The parking lot is only 0.7 miles that way. There's still some light out, so it looks like if I keep on moving quickly, I'll actually make it out of here before nightfall, which is great. Either way, I'm going to be pretty close, so I'm happy about that, because, you know, who wants to be coming down here in the night in winter. Obviously, you know, if slip and fall or something like that, things could start going pretty bad pretty quick. So better get going. I've had to start slowing down a lot. I'm further, I guess I'm probably halfway back on the yellow trail, but it's getting really, you know, steep and rocky. There's a lot of large exposed rocks, and I guess from the warmer temperatures this morning, there's what was slushy and water runoff, now that it's sun's going down, is starting to freeze. So it's actually getting pretty slippery now. So I really have to slow down and not be, you know, too focused on getting out of here, you know, as quickly as I can, because if I rush it, I'm gonna get myself hurt. Alright, so it's pretty much dusk out, but I've made it past all the tough parts, and we're right near the parking lot, so that's great. The view at the top was awesome. I really enjoyed the hike, and it was totally worth it. I would classify it as very strenuous. The trail guide that I read called it strenuous, and I agree. It was very strenuous. So from the time I stepped out of my car till now, including all the filming I did, it took me about 5.5, 6 hours. So that's just a general reference for you. I wasn't rushing, but so hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please leave me some feedback on the website. Love to hear about it. And I guess we'll see you next time. So happy trails to you.